Good morning, everybody. Welcome. And it's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message. And so what came through this morning in the energies was this devil's advocate energy. So we're kind of still in the full moon in Leo. We kind of feel it, 3 days before. We're in it for a couple days, and then we usually feel the aftermath for a few days. And so after the moon moves through Leo, it will go into Virgo. And so there's been like a blasting or a boom, an exposure or a truth bomb that's recently come out. And now the Virgo moon is going to be asking us all to restructure, reorganize our lives after maybe a tower moment. And so the devil's advocate energy came through very strong. So I feel so many of us that are fixed signs or have prominently fixed energy in our birth charts, we've been very much challenged over the last few years when it comes to our beliefs. And so I feel that full moon in Leo come in and it illuminated something when it comes to questioning the status quo or maybe a false relationship foundation. And it is a very rebellious energy. It's both liberating and it felt very unsettling. So I want to talk about the syncs that came through loud yesterday while I was out in the world running errands. And so 909 was a huge sync. 707 has really stuck with me. That keeps popping up a lot, 707. Whenever we have these mirroring syncs with the 0 point in the middle, this is the God energy. This is the Genesis. 7 is the energy of the Chariot. You think of all of the sevens in the tarot, the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. Very spiritual energy. 7 is very spiritual. 202 on the timer. Very spiritual energy. But it's also very challenging and combative, right? Because the 7 of Cups is disillusionment. Too many options. Going through, sifting through, all of this emotional disillusionment. The 7 of Wands is very combative. It means, hey, I'm ready to kind of just fight with everybody, or maybe you're on the defense because you feel like everybody's kind of pointing the finger at you. The 7 of Pentacles is the energy of planting a seed, or maybe the seeds you planted weren't well planted, and now you're kind of sitting in this stuck, stagnant energy. And then the 7 of Swords is really a need to get honest, right? The 7 of Swords is thieving, trickery, stealing. It's just a very low vibration energy. And so many of us are in this rebellious energy. We're embracing liberation and freedom, but it is very unsettling. And so collectively, we are in the midst of a great realization. And so 999 was another sync. 444, 555, 222, 404, 45. 212, 626. And so 999 is the completion of a cycle. We are wrapping up a major relationship cycle. Is coming to an end. We're closing out 15 years of Plutonian, Capricornian lessons. And so there might be a major change in a relationship where it is like the completion or the ending of one relationship cycle. So you can begin a new cycle. And so we do have Mercury squaring it up with Chiron today, which is the wounded healer, that core wound. And so this is the devil's advocate energy, right? I was shown the devil with the Queen of Swords in the midst of this great realization and this spiritual awakening with all of this newfound wisdom. We have to choose freedom, right? And so we have to be our own devil's advocate. We have to recognize the devils we are comfortable with and maybe go towards a new devil that we don't know. And that Queen of Swords energy, I feel, is telling me boundaries. 404, divine intervention. And so the energy is very, very unsettling. We also have the moon squaring it up with Uranus today. If that doesn't scream like a tower, I don't know what else does. And so this is like illuminating beliefs, right? The sun with the Hierophant is illuminating maybe false beliefs, and it's bringing down some type of tower. And it's highlighting all of these wounds, I feel, of insecurities. And there's this very complex interplay right now between communication and healing these wounds. And so many of us are seeing it play out collectively. I see it scrolling Facebook, and everybody's kind of blasting all their stuff all over social media. But it is presenting this difficulty when it comes to open and honest communication. And you can see everybody's blasting all of their drama all over Facebook. And so I really need to distance myself from that. But I do feel there's a lot of misunderstandings within family structures right now. There could be a lot of family fights, a lot of distancing when it comes to some drama. And let's face it, there are a lot of people in the collective that thrive on drama. Because when things are peaceful, people like to create drama because that's all they've ever known. And so I do feel like we're still kind of sifting through people thriving on drama, working through rapid mood swings, and very impulsive reactions. It just felt very jumpy and little patient. So triggers are going to be like pulled very easily with all of the highlighting of these wounds and insecurities and this very complex interplay with communication, right? And so honesty is always the best policy. So let's jump in with some cards. Let's see what else needs to come through for the collective. I've been drawn to some older decks that I do plan on posting on my social media on Facebook for sale. But I was drawn to pull the Oracle deck of the Shapeshifters by Lucy Cavendish. And so this is a deck that brings me back to the beginning, right, of the Dark Night of the Soul energy. And I was drawn to the deck because of the wolf. And so the full moon in Leo was the wolf moon, and it is the energy of howling out, right? Calling out for your partner, calling out for your tribe. Lone wolf energy really stands out. Look at that, the golden phoenix. There's a couple more cards here that's stuck in the box. Fiona and the unicorn, the gift of sacred sight. And so I do feel there's been a lot of collective third eye openings, which can be very traumatic at times, I do believe. It can be very terrifying to go through this awakening, right? And I've gone through this. And so this really is the energy, too, of maybe something you thought was long gone and finished is about to burst back to life. And so this is a 29 card and this is a 12 card. And so 29 is the completion of a cycle. And so that 999 energy is really loud right now. So we do have Pluto is now in Aquarius, and so we're at the analytical critical degree point of 0, which is this unbound God source energy of unlimited potential. And so the 29, we're going to go back into Capricorn. Pluto is going to go retrograde in the spring, and it's going to go back into Capricorn, and it won't go back into Aquarius until the fall. And so this is like the winter wrap-up energy, and I know I channeled this winter wrap-up energy. I believe it was a Cancer reading, maybe back in November or December. If I can find it back in the videos, I will remember hopefully to put a video card somewhere in the video. But you might want to go and watch that. So I do feel something about the summertime kind of playing out to completing a cycle, and then this golden phoenix. And this is the rising from the ashes after kind of burning everything down to the ground. So I just feel like Spirit is really showing us right now who we can trust as we go through this process of rediscovering our individuality. There's a lot shifting in the collective, and so things are going to be drastically different come this time next year with Pluto fully ingressing into Aquarius and staying there for like the next 20 years. And so this is 20 years of service, right? So let's see what else needs to come through for the collective today. Brother Raccoon. And so this is like brotherhood energy. Is there a safe place you could go? You might need to escape a situation and need a safe place to go. We get a beautiful little worm. And so this is like the chrysalis. I want to say the chrysalis energy. Little brother, little sister came out. I'll show you these cards in just a minute, guys. And the mermaid of immersion. That's the immersion of the heart, right? And so I have a video that I will be posting on my membership side. Oh yeah, guys, if you haven't already noticed, there is a join button down below. And if you would like to join the channel, there is a special membership section. And each Thursday, I'm going to be going live over there at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be doing live card pulls. We're going to do ascension chats. We're going to have all kinds of bonus twin flame videos over there, bonus channeled messages over on the other side. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's 1 monthly fee. I will start doing extended readings coming up here and adding to the features in the membership as things kind of get more settled with the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But I just feel like we're in this immersion, and I channeled this energy for a lot of masculine energy, and we all have masculine and feminine, and we can all morph between masculine and feminine depending on where we're at and what we're integrating for lessons. So don't attach to the masculine and feminine too much in the physical. But this is the immersion of going into the wells of the heart, of the wound, right? Of the wound. And so immersion does, or like total commitment requires immersion of the heart. And so this is the energy of like, we're not quite ready to come out of that cocoon. The chrysalis energy asks us to take care of ourselves as we go through this profound transformation. And that is also a 17 card, which is the star card, Aquarian energy. And so 44 is a master number. And we can't fully commit to another until we have, immersed ourselves in understanding who we are, and we have reached a state of complete commitment of self. And so this is also the energy of brotherhood, right? Siblings, younger friends, responsibility. It's a 4. And so we are entering the year of the dragon. And so this is it, right? We are here to guide the younger generations, the younger friends of ours. We all have a responsibility collectively to the children of the future, the younger generations. And so this is where we kind of unlock the past. And collectively, what that Leo moon brought in for those that chose the ascension and the awakening was this illumination of this endless regret and the obsessive qualities that a lot of us hold when it comes to holding on to the grief and replaying the past in states of negative nostalgia. And so we can look back on the past with grace, with forgiveness, or we can look back on the past with endless regret. It's kind of like the 5 of Cups, obsessive grief. And so we can't keep playing the devil's advocate and going into these negative states of nostalgia. Right? We also can't go into these states of over romanticizing the past and the nostalgia connected to the past, right? So as long as we're replaying the past, it is going to keep us in this unending state of chronic depression. It's going to keep us in this unending state of dark night of the soul and looking back. And we can't look to the future if we're looking back. And so looking back creates the energy of soul suppression and depression. Looking forward too much, and the anxiety and the anticipation kind of washes over us until we're kind of rooted in the present moment. And so we're at a crossroads, right, where we do have to choose. We can choose the higher path, right? We can choose the ascension path, which means immersing ourselves into the depth, into the well of all of this endless regret and releasing that. Or we can choose to keep repeating the same lessons. I know I don't want to keep repeating the same lessons. And so there's an elder or maybe a spiritual teacher that will guide you and show you the way to go, the mermaid and the turtle. But there's also this snake energy too, which is the Kundalini rising. And so get ready to be bitten. Once bitten, twice shy is what I just heard. Once bitten, twice shy. And so this is the serpentine path to power. This is a 6. And so I know 6 is a very feared number. 666, 1331 is a very feared number collectively because it's linked to the devil, right? The devil's advocate. But actually 666 is a very healing energy. It is the journey to balance and harmony, right? We all have our own inner demons, our own inner devils. We all have our own inner temptations. So do not be swayed by lustful temptations at this time. You have to put in those firm boundaries, which would be like the 7 of Wands. Have that mighty shield around you, please, because there are some strange things going on in the collective right now. So let's pull in a little bit deeper with a couple more oracle messages, and I'm going to use the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle deck. I bought this deck years ago, and I've not used it very often at all. Look at that bottom of the deck, the snake again. So beware. I do feel, it's a 7, so Kundalini energy, and then we get a 27. Somebody's got to choose. This is maybe receiving news of an ending, receiving news of completion. Somebody here is getting ready to maybe head towards some type of Empress energy. It's a 3 card, which is an Empress. This is manifestation. This is 3 of Wands, and then we get a ring. So that full moon in Leo brought in illumination of a situation that needs to be cleaned up, and it's judgment energy when it comes to the garden and the gate. So the garden energy and loyalty was in focus, right? So somebody I feel is getting ready to face some challenges because they want a safe and secure home life, and this might require really taking it within. There's a tower moment here, so there is a breakdown here for a breakthrough. Let's put these all back in and let's see what needs to come through for the collective. I was kind of just sitting in that energy for a second. All right, collectively, what do we got coming through today for a message? All right, we got a bouquet of flowers on the bottom of the deck, completing a cycle. So somebody here I feel has something to say, wants to bring forward an offer of commitment. Yes, yes, indeed. But I do feel there's a snake or a third-party energy creating a block. I do feel we've got a masculine here where there are some deep karmic roots being uprooted. It doesn't have to be a man, though. 28 is a cycle. This is love, right? He's holding that Ace of Hearts. That's the Ace of Cups. We got the Seven of Cups coming out with the tree, which is this deep roots for me, right? This is like the tree of life, and then the Kundalini energy, the Chariot. So I feel there could be a masculine here going through disillusionment, definitely struggling, releasing some old beliefs. And there's so much resistance to this Kundalini rising. And so this is Wands energy for sure, Seven of Wands. And so somebody I feel is on the defense. But I do feel somebody wants to bring forward an offer for a secure foundation with the nesting energy and this what is that, pelican? The birthing of something. And so the age of Aquarius is birthing something. And I do feel this is the completion of a very challenging cycle for many of us. And so there's a manifestation of something solid, a loyal partnership. And I do think this is hidden. Somebody has hidden their intentions of coming forward and facing judgment, and they are working on cleaning up a mess before sending a message to the woman that they love to complete a cycle. So get ready for somebody to show up at your house. I do feel if you are this high priestess, if you are a card reader or a healer or an intuitive, get ready for somebody to show up at your house. I think they've been lost for a while. I think it's been a long, windy journey, but it's time to crack the whip. Yeah, somebody's false illusions are crumbling to the ground, and I think they're getting ready to come forward with a message. So let's jump in with the Mystic Monday Tarot deck. I was drawn to this deck today. So 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, the Chariot, accelerated ascension, and this is like long overdue accelerated ascension. So this is like, hey, can't keep resting on those laurels. That's a huge energy that's been coming through for me lately. So we get Cancer energy, we get Wands energy. This full moon brought in acceleration, it brought in movement. And I do feel somebody is getting themselves unstuck from that endless regret and that obsessive grief, getting ready to bring in a new offer. And boy, has it been a roller coaster of emotions, I think, to make this decision. But there it is, that Ace of Wands, that new beginning, and a need to release this negative nostalgia so things can progress. So if we cut the deck, we get the 8 of Wands with the Hanged Woman in reversed. And so that full moon brought in a major shift in beliefs, a wake-up call, Pisces energy. So we could have a woman going through a shift in beliefs too, right? I just feel there's been a lot of aggression, a lot of combative communication, a lot of challenges, a lot of delays, and now things are kind of moving forward. So let's see what else needs to come through for the collective. We're going to do 9 cards today, guys, and we're going to see that 8 of Wands still on the bottom of the deck. So this is the energy of complete commitment, and somebody has to choose, and I feel this has not been an easy choice. But there's some type of divine union coming through is what I feel with the 3 of Pentacles. That's like the Holy Trinity, right? There's that Devil's Advocate. Holy cow. So the devil, very prominent in the reading today, right? The 2 of Pentacles. It's like breaking the chains of an infinite loop. Ooh, look at that. The Sun. Leo energy, Capricorn energy, the 9 of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. Oh my gosh, the Emperor is the dead central energy. I just feel we've got a divine masculine coming through loud. And I feel we've got an intuitive divine feminine here that, you know, knows this is taking place, but doesn't see it manifested in the physical just yet. Yeah, with the moon. There is a high priestess here. I do feel an intuitive, a reader, a divine feminine that is standing in her sovereignty. She's in her sovereignty. She's trusting in the tides of the moon and the emotions. And I do think that things have been maybe cold and icy for a while, right? Mirror reflection, right? Everything is calm. We've got a pre-empress energy, and she's the calm amidst the labyrinth of the storm. And so I do feel this Nine of Pentacles is the devil's advocate, right? I feel maybe she's exposed an illusion of some sort, and this is awakening her king. Oh, that just fell on the floor. So this Nine of Pentacles is looking right at this Emperor. And I do feel this Nine of Pentacles, I do feel might be in the spotlight. It's pretty hard to miss a peacock, right? They're pretty loud, they're pretty bold, they're pretty out there. And so this moon card just fell back on the floor. Oh my God, I don't know if I can get it. Okay. Oh, and now it flipped out in reverse. So we're going to keep it upright. But remember, I just feel like this pre-empress has exposed something surrounding a toxic cycle, maybe with a Capricorn or a Leo. But I just feel we've got somebody here that has called in the storm, called in the truth to be illuminated. And if you look at these two cards, we get the sun and the moon. And so the sun represents our vitality. It represents the masculine yang principle. And the moon represents the feminine, the gravitational pull. And so we've got a feminine in her pull energy, maybe after healing an old cycle of chasing. But I feel we've got a masculine flipping the script here, being drawn to a divine feminine to maybe create some balance and some justice. Libra energy and the Six of Wands. So victory. Victory after maybe a very challenging ending. And so there is a masculine here, I think, getting ready to come forward with some forthright communication. And this is going to be about the facts, and it's not going to be about the feelings. This is about the facts. I do feel we've maybe got a masculine here that in the past self-sabotaged a connection, you know, and needed to go through some healing when it comes to some distorted beliefs. But I do feel we've got a masculine here that wants to heal a foundation with somebody that they view as their counterpart, with the Four of Wands and the Queen of Swords. And so we've got like a power couple here is what I feel. We've got a power couple here. I do feel we've got twin soul union on the horizon here for sure, with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups. And so this has been a journey is what I want to say, a process of self-love. And so we've got two people here that had to go through this process of disillusionment, right? So the Ace of Cups is in the center, and on the top we got 4, and on the bottom we got 4. And so we got two people that had to go through their own processes of maybe walking away from people, places, and things, mastering self-love, mastering reciprocity, and going through maybe a few years of healing. Maybe this has been a journey of 4 years in separation each. It doesn't have to be that, but it's like, it's this energy of you've been having to juggle things very delicately when it comes to an awakening path. And there is balance coming. There is healing. There is a need to be still as a releasing of a burden reaches completion. I feel you both have carried a burden for a long time. Maybe a burden of secrecy, of wanting to be with one another, but needing to stand in your sovereignty. I just feel like this is a connection. If you look at the Emperor, you see the two bear hands wrapped around him. And that to me is like mama bear energy. We've got a divine feminine who has stood in her sovereignty and wrapped her energy around her counterpart, waiting for the moment of, I feel, initiation or the shift in consciousness to take place. And she has stayed maybe in the shadows, but I feel a reflection, a rebalancing, and victory. It's like, get ready to just embrace a very happy time after a realignment. So there's been this like labyrinth energy, right? And so there is an infinite connection where the two of you will always be connected. And so you kind of had to go down into the depths of the labyrinth of the subconscious, I feel, to face maybe a past life betrayal. But there is potential for union here if a masculine can find his strength to come forward and face that judgment. And I do feel there's a masculine here that is deep within some regret and sorrow, walking through a portal, preparing for this healing journey. And so somebody is definitely in this energy of death, transformation, disillusionment when it comes to a decision between two. And I feel like a higher power is taken over, and this is like a very hard reset. There's the infinite potential with the Fool, with the 0 point, and the 9 of Wands, which is the wounded healer with the 5 of Wands. And so somebody's really fought this change for a long time. And I think it's been a roller coaster of emotions as somebody's harnessed their inner warrior, their inner tiger, their inner strength, to maybe walk the walk of shame and walk away from a situation in order to head towards wish fulfillment. So I do feel third party is being left behind, and I do feel the third party knows it and is freaking out. So let's get one last message for the collective today. Accountability. I do feel accountability is being made manifest, right? Because we are in the age of Aquarius, the age of living consciously, and so everything that was hidden in the dark kind of has to come to light. And so this is all about accountability. So what is the closing message for the collective today? Psychic abilities and ascension sickness. And so we are journeying to these higher states of consciousness right now. And there is, I do feel, a twin flame experience being made manifest. And there is a high priestess here who is very in tune with her psychic abilities, I feel, who has enveloped a counterpart in her healing light as they go through this dark night of the soul, this uncomfortable evaluation of a karmic relationship, their life purpose. This is an unveiling of truth about who the true divine feminine is what I feel coming through. And so we do have a divine feminine who has pulled her masculine out of the dark night of the soul, is what it feels like. And there is a masculine preparing to take action. And so if you are this divine feminine, keep nurturing your intuition, keep showing the world compassion, and keep giving your masculine the energy of patience and gentleness, because I do feel a total rejuvenation here taking place. And that's kind of what I got, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you do feel that this resonated and you would like to dig deeper into a personal session with me, I encourage you to check the description box below. You just hit that more button and you'll see the different website links below to book a reading if you're interested in joining my online tarot class beginning in February. I'd love to have you join the class. There's a link below to register and to pay for the class. And I hope to see you all here next time. Have a great day, everybody.